Right, so I think it's pretty much universally acknowledged that the situation around e-bikes is a mess. Now, in the UK, the law is really to do with speed restrictions and size of motor. So the motor has to be a 250 watt motor, and it has to be limited to 25 kilometers per hour on pedal assist and 5 kilometers an hour on throttle control. And that'll give you an e-bike that you can ride on the road legally without having to register it, without having to wear a crash helmet, without having to tax and insure it. If you go outside of those limits, it's actually counted as an electric moped here, and you have to deal with it as an electric moped. But you have to get the thing registered, and to get it registered, when I was reading a story of one guy in the UK who did that, it took him a year and a half to do it. So it is a ridiculous situation, particularly when you think that Bosch sell a 250 watt motor that will go faster than their 350 watt motor. There's actually a company selling a dongle that you can plug into the controller, so when you're off-road it'll do scary speeds like 45 kilometers an hour. You pull out the dongle and it'll do UK road legal speeds. So there is just so much wrong with what's going on with e-bikes and the legality. And of course, every different country is producing a whole different set of rules, and that's making it difficult, if not impossible, for some manufacturers, and difficult to get these things off the ground so that they can actually become that last mile travel and the ability to cross cities with your bike because of the mess that there is actually associated with them. Now, legislation is lagging behind, but then rumours it's going to catch up. Until then, of course, we're all a bit stuffed. Now, if you have an e-bike that was manufactured or imported before 1st of January 2016, the restrictions I've just told you about don't apply. So you can have a 350 watt motor on your e-bike as long as it was imported or bought before 2016. After that date, the rules came in, and it's not retrospective. Now, when Edo sent me this, I just looked at Edo A20, had a look at their website, and sure enough, it was a 350 watt motor, which is what I've been saying that this has. It never occurred to me to look any further until we hit this problem. Now, we hit this problem because I have a particular hater on the channel. He's that guy who sent the environmental agency around because he saw us having a cigarette. So we're having a cigarette in the lab, he phoned the environment agency, they came round to see us. So there's no way I could ride this on the road without committing an offence and a video of that offence. And of course that worried me. So I had a look around to see what I could do about it, and the answer is jack. And then I looked on the Edo site, and Edo do two kinds of A20. They do the international A20, which is a 350 watt motor, and they do the EU version, which is a 250 watt motor, which this one is. Now, one of the little stipulations actually in UK legislation is that the motor must contain its rating on a legible form on the exterior of the motor. That's presumably because they don't look like anything, and if the police stop you they can't tell, and if it's printed on it they can read it. So presumably it's for ease of enforcement. When I looked at the Edo website and saw that there was an EU version, I came and had a look again at the bike. And to be road legal in the UK, there it is. There's the information printed on the outside of the motor that's required by law. And if you read along, it's a 250 watt motor. I was over the moon to read that. So the moral of this story? Read the manual it comes with. So perhaps we should have done that. But Edo produced this A20 in an international model and an EU model. So clearly, when you're ordering, you need to make sure you're ordering the right model for the country you're in and for the legislative limitations that apply within your country. Now, in video 1291, I showed you how to play around with this. Educational purposes only, guys. I've reset this to pedal assist only. We have a 250 watt motor, making this bike perfectly road legal in the UK, which I'm really pleased about because I'm not going to take this off-road. I'm a fat old boy and have no interest in going up down mountains. I want to see how this performs in a commuting kind of way. So, last mile travel, how to get about a city when you get off the train, that kind of thing. And it was a big disappointment for me to think, it's 350, I can't actually use it. Then when I checked it out and found it was 250, of course, the very next thing we're going to do, we're going to ride this on the road. Anyway, I thought I'd give you that information and the heads up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.